Hello beauties and welcome back to the Bumpy Bones Locksport channel. So in this video we have a RUKO 500 here that we're going to pick open and gut, so let's go ahead and get started. Now this lock has been the bane of my existence. It is a green belt level lock on the Lockpickers United belt system. It is a 5-pin lock and it's got 5 tapered security pins in it. But those 5 tapered security pins have been a real pain in the butt for me to kind of figure out and get the feel for. There are times I can open this lock pretty quickly. There are times that it takes me 20 some minutes to get this lock open. So let's go ahead and get started with our picking here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the scimitar pick from Covert Instruments, and I'm actually going to use top of the keyway tension here using my 1mm custom TOK pry bar that I made using Moki flat bar stock. Alright, so now the fun part, actually, before we do this, let's go ahead and demonstrate that the lock is fully working. Now, the fun part with this lock is what you'll notice is we have pin number 2 is a 0 cut or a low cut, and then all of the other pins are high cuts. That is proving to be a very big pain in the butt here because tapered pins are easy to overset. And if I'm not careful, I will easily overset pin 2 because of the width of my pick here. Because the way that I'm going to attack this is I'm going to come in through the side here and use the warding here as kind of a shelf that I can leverage and pick up with. The other thing I learned with this lock is you really want nice heavy tension. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm actually going to go back to pin 5 because pin 5 is the one that binds first. Nice click on pin 5. I'm going to work my way forward. Gotta click on 1. And see, the thing that I hate the most with tapered pins is I do get clickies, but they're very minute or non-existent. So I gotta go through. Alright, getting clicks there again. I think what I'm just doing is working each pin up just a little bit more. And there we go. We are open. That's actually the fastest that I've gotten this guy open here. So yay, we are open. So let's go ahead and take this out of our vise. Let's put our vise off to the side here. And let's turn off our side camera here. And let's go ahead and gut this lock here. In fact, let me move that completely off to the side there. All right, so let me remove the 3D printed C-clip here. And what we're going to do is grab our good one. Yep, this is a good one. All right. Actually, what I want to do with this is I do want to grab a shim. And I want to grab a shim because if we look at the back here, you'll see the gapping there. And I don't want my pins to be dropping through that. So I am going to play it safe. And we will grab a shim and put that in there. All right. So now we can go ahead and move. Actually, I gotta grab a pinning tray. Yeah. Let me use the wood one here. I think that one comes better on camera. All right, so go ahead and take a look at our key pins here. All right, so there we go. But what I want to do, I do want to just take a look at number 2 here because, all right, so there is a bit of a lift on that. And yeah, see, let me see if I can get this a little closer here. So close. So this is pin number 2. And this is what's been causing a lot of issues. So that's my pick just resting. And as I am trying to get up to like some of the others, so it's like here's pin 5. We can see that I am oversetting that pin just by trying to get to the other pins. And I think that's what was giving me such a issue with this lock. All right, so let's go ahead and get this back on the board here. All right, and let's get our security pins out. There's 1. There's 2. 3. 4. And then 5. All right, so let's take a look at these guys here. So as we can see, the very ends of these pins here are tapered, and the very top of our key pins are tapered, very, very slightly. And so that makes it a lot easier to overset our key pins, which I think is what was giving me such a rough time in learning this lock and all of that. So, all right, well, that was a fun pick. I do recommend the ASA or the RUKO series and all that. You got the ASA RUKO 500, you got the 600 and the 700. I actually have a 600 that I did for my purple belt that had barrel pins in it. I've got another 600 coming in the mail soon that is a red belt that's got the gen pins in it. And then I've got a couple of 700s here that are the black belt versions that I'm working my way up to. And the Rukas are just, or the ASAs are just really fun locks to play with and all of that. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. As always, do feel free to like and comment and subscribe to my channel. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day.